They fucking with me. I just got on here. Yo. I don't know. I don't know what happened. What up? What's happening? What's happening? Raw back. What y'all want to know? How many people got the new book? Who got the new book? You got them? What the dot represent? Tell me. What does the dot represent? What y'all want to know, though? What's something y'all learned from the new book? If y'all got it, if y'all already started reading it. What's one thing y'all learned from it? You didn't get the last two? Check your spam. That's the thing. The dot could be anything, can't it? It's a dot. It could be anything. What is it, though? It could be anything. Somebody said the center. Yeah, what could it be? It's a dot. It could be unfinished. Let's look at it. So, euphoria. 616. These are the title names that Kendrick, called K. Dot, is dropping for his responses. This number right here is surely the original number. Y'all, let me see what's going on. It's been a lot of that lately. Like, they just keep fucking with my shit. I ain't even gonna be able to do this. They keep pausing it. But the original number of the beast, 616. It wasn't actually said to be 666 till later. Right? It ties you to a being called Nero. In 616, Kendrick made mention of Elohim. And he also said, this is what a lot of people talk about a nigga reaching for. He said, dogs, right? Every dog gotta have his day. All right? If you remember my song, Ninth Hour, right? What hour? Ninth hour. I mentioned that, what? Every dog has his day. And if you go watch the post, what I say, and the title, well, the captions, it said dog days are over. And I already explained and broke down what the dog days are over meant and what it was actually tied to. Okay? Remember, like I explained in the book, the latest book, which is Nothing versus Everything, Cat Williams called out Diddy as a what? Big deviant. Right? Go watch Cat Williams' Club Shay, whoever Shay video or interview. He called Diddy out for being one of the big deviants. And he said the year 2024 was going to be the year that all of these big deviants did what? He said, y'all, all of y'all gonna fall. And he said the truth was gonna come out. And he said the truth is the light. All right? The truth. What's one of Kendrick, don't tell lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you. How does this tie around to Drake at all, or the dragon? I'll show you. 844. You are of your father, all right, who was also mentioned, the devil. The lusts of your father you will do. They said he was a murderer, right? From the beginning, right? They said he was a liar, a father of it, the father of lies. Okay? So we got father, devil, lust, murderer, liar. All of these are covered in Kendrick Lamar's 616. Every dog has his day. All right? Now, you should be up on game about how the dog, the goat, all right? Who remembers the breakdown that I showed you a long time ago? When they had on one of it was a first person shooter video. The goat and the dog were right there in the same image as the same image. He had the word goat, but it was a dog. The dog, the goat, the snake, okay, the scorpion, all right? All of these are symbolic of who? Shaitan, also called Sam. I've already explained it. All right? So y'all think I'm saying Kendrick stole the saying, dog days are over, which means you really are not paying any attention. Faise One, who's speaking right now, said first, before Kendrick said it, that every dog has his day. All right? Every dog has its day. Okay? The next bar, I said, so what does that say about Drake? You ain't up here with us. You got to come up here with us. Every dog has his day. So what does it say about Drake? Now let's listen. See if you can hear it.
That say about Drake. Every dog gotta have his day. Now live in your purpose. And every dog has his day. So what does that say about Drake? Every dog gotta have his day. Now live in your purpose.
I don't know if you can hear it, but I can. All right. Yeah, we ain't got to the June 16th. That's him mentioning pot rolling in his grave. Okay. Remember, this is called Elite Speak. I have a book called How to Speak Elite. Let me tell you something. 90% of what Kendrick is saying going over niggas' head. In both them songs. Right? Okay. So here's the Elite Speak. I asked this, when did Ninth Hour come out? Ninth Hour came out, I think, December 14th or 13th of last year. Right? Where that bar was in it, every dog has his day. Months later, okay? Literally 5 months later, Kendrick says every dog gotta have his day. This is called a salute. Not only Kendrick has done it, Ye has done it. I'll show you where Ye did it. You go and find the video where Ye literally said, I'm not Triple X. Right? He was explaining that he was one of the elite. And he literally said, you ain't gonna be able to do me how you did all these other people. What bar is he quoting? He's quoting my song, Dragon, where I said, and I quote, won't get a chance to do me like you did my nigga Jase. Okay, cool. This Triple X, that he said I'm not Triple X. He's saying the same thing I'm saying. You won't be able to do me like you did Jase. He's quoting it. This is called a salute in Elite Speak. You won't know we're doing it. You won't know we're saying it. You with me? So if I'm lying, did Ye say that? Why would Ye say that? Wasn't Triple X's death just some random occurrence of niggas just wanting to bag? No. Just so happened to be a Louis Vuitton bag. The same bag that Drake just so happens to mention when he says Louis bags in exchange for, that's an arrow, Louis bags in exchange for body bags. I'm sick of these niggas. Hire some help. This is Drake's lyrics. Hire some help. Help. Get rid of these niggas. It's too late for all that lovey-dovey shit. Right? Why am I saying it like that? Because X was trying to calm shit down. After X already said, if something happens to me, it was Drake. Why would he say that? If something happens to me, it was Drake. But then he tried to say, yo, Drake, you're my brother, right? He had that outreach program, whatever it was called. I can't remember the name of it. Where he was saying, let's just do a good deed. And then Drake did the same thing. And then went to where he from. The whole God's Plan music video was a slight for X and what he was trying to do with the positive movement. What does he mean by it's too late? What does that mean? It's too late for all that lovey-dovey shit. I'm your brother shit, all that other shit. He's telling you, hire some help, get rid of them niggas. What niggas? He talking about Jase. Y'all niggas so fucking green. For niggas who be detectives on everything else, y'all so fucking green. So green. And then niggas is still talking about the shit. When he said conspiracy theories get the spiraling or something like that Kennedy guy, he's still saying like what happened to X. He's still bragging on it, but he doing it in a way that's supposed to be, oh, he innocent. Nah, he's still bragging on it. If niggas know like a certain way niggas gonna say shit. You feel me? Then he say mob ties. Do niggas know why he's saying mob ties? Cause that JP them. You understand? Well, you don't know, you don't know. Or let's just say like this, Prince them, folks. But how would that tie to mob ties? Because Drake came up under and been paying dues to the real mob ties, movement of bosses together in elevated structure since he was handed over from, what was it called? What was the name of the shit that he had, the music group? I think it was Aspire. Who remember what I'm talking about? I think it was AMG, Aspire Music Group, with Jay Prince. But Jay Prince went and got in bed with Birdman. That mean do a deal, by the way. You know what I mean? And him over. But Drake never stopped paying dues to Jay Prince and them. All right. So why would he call the song Mob Ties? Come on now. They don't think they ever gonna be held accountable. That's why they put it right there in front of your face. Same thing the Illuminati do. They put shit right in your face. Same nigga talking about reaching. They're not gonna do nothing today. Would probably go, you know what I'm saying, to Wendy's. You know what I mean? Work, go home, eat, sleep. Your life doesn't consist of fighting the beast. You don't know what it's like. You know what I mean? To know the truth. And for the truth to not be one thing. Truth is ongoing. Truth don't happen one time. It's ongoing. There's always something to figure out. You with me? So ask the question. What happened to Jase? What happened to him? What really happened? And you want to know why the industry's so quiet about it? Because them niggas was scared. So guess what Faise One did? He broke the ice and released a song called Dragon. If you try to find this song on Instagram, you won't find it. Even if you type it all the way out. They don't even let it come up. It used to come up. So, when Kendrick said what niggas be doing, he used this terminology. Cease and desist. Right? You tried to call a cease and desist on the Like That record? He trying to tell y'all something. The nigga Drake be behind the scenes getting niggas' song taken down. Getting niggas page shadow banned. Getting niggas views. It's behind the scenes, he'll do shit like that. Let me tell you, the streaming service is in bed with Drake because they would not let me call the song Drake. They say you got to change that. So I called it Dragon, which is the same thing. Go look it up. Drake literally means dragon. Boom. So ask yourself, because it's been brought to my attention, why is Kanye or Ye calling Drake the dragon or calling him out and saying he sold his soul? He said that's his whole thing, to go against God. That's what Ye said. Niggas don't know what he's saying. But didn't I tell y'all that? Because Revelation 12 verse 7, right? Michael, all right, plus his angels. Michael and his angels fought the dragon who was called Shaitan. Literally, you'll find it in that same chapter. Dragon plus his angels. Shaitan's whole job is to go against God or anybody who is like God. What does Michael mean? One who is like God. Right? Okay. So Ye telling you what's going on. He still ain't listening. Whichever Ye that is, he's still telling you. You with me? A lot of people didn't really know who Triple X was when Drake stole his cadence and everything. Right? Drake tried to play it down. So he had a good following. He had a cult following. I just didn't know. First of all, you know what your team does. You're not the creator. Your team scouts for niggas who don't really have no following. And y'all pull from niggas. Y'all take ideas, you know what I mean, lingo, all kind of shit, and you be the one credited with coming out with it. He ain't the only one. Whole industry been doing that. They been doing that. Because they're not creators. They're siphoners. You with me? So, in that same regard, they'll like they ain't paying attention. But I know Drake watching. This is not some idea. I know he watching. I know the industry not only watching me, they tune in when Young Elder and myself do them classes and we start calling niggas out by name. They tune in. You go through my who following me list and look at all the big names and they circles. You got to look at the circle. 6 degrees of separation. Anybody hip? Anybody? Everybody y'all be trying to tag. Like, check this guy out. I'm the realest motherfucker alive. They know who I am. You gotta know. You be stupid to not know. The masses may not know. But everybody, the Rosicrucians know who I am. The Masons know who I am. Right? The voodoo priests know. You feel me? The governments know who I am. Remember I told you it's a game. So level by level, if they can't get niggas who are in my community to do it, if they can't use a female to do it, listen, they're going to try everything they can to stop who I am from happening. Do I need to say it again? They're going to do everything they can to stop who I am from happening. Notice I didn't say they're just going to try to stop me. If you've been walking with me, I told you phase 1 is an event. He's an event. You may think he's a person. Because that's all people want to see. He's an event. Do you want to know why I'm able to connect all these dots? It's because they're happening in the same moment. You just haven't realized it yet. To you, it seems past, present, future. To us, it looks like this. That's what the whole thing looks like. Was that hard to draw? If I asked you to draw this, could you draw that? You get me? It's not hard. Boom, there you go, right there. This is the whole reality, right here. And one more time, do it again. Do you understand what I'm explaining to you? So they all to line up. So I can connect the dots because it's just the same fucking dot. that's making the picture. It's the same dot. Tell me it isn't this. Tell me it's not. Tell me it's not negative, positive. Tell me it's not. Tell me the whole reality isn't based off of dual nature. Tell me it's not. Right. Somebody say true zero. Remember where you learned true zero from, by the way, because niggas gonna run with it. They don't have nothing new, y'all, because they not in tuned. Who did you learn true zero from? This is true zero. Right here. That's true zero. I can do better. This is true zero. Right? That's true zero. That connection in between is a dot. So when I did the teachers like, you cannot die. And I reminded you about what was called Ketub. Who remembers what Ketub meant? I'm going to show you something. Prepare to be mind blown. Who remembers what Ketub meant? Dot. That's what it means. Who remembers that I explained that Ketub and Kitab are one and the same? Matter of fact, I have a diagram that I just put in the book. Let me pull it up real quick. I don't even know why I just put it. I had the shit in here. Here you go. All right, here go the diagram. Right? You see that? It's in the book. You see that dot in the middle? Zero, Sifu, cipher. Zero in supreme mathematics. Key, tab. Key is holy or spirit. Tab is tabernacle. A kitab is also a holy book or scripture or divine book. Okay. And you see true zero right there as the positive integer plane and the negative integer plane. You can't go really beyond -9. And you can't go beyond 9 before you start repeating base 10, which I explained to you why it's base 10, which it really should be base 9. But again, if you're looking at the cipher, it'll be base 10. You understand the dynamics? So, again, Kitab. All right? Still talking about the center. Because you have to go into the center. All right? When you see the abomination of the desolation as spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in that holy place. It's right there in the center. Be centered. Stand in the holy place. Okay? Kitab. Holy place. The center. And what did Dr. Mazzy York say when we came on here and I read it out of the holy tablets? He said, I am KTB. Ketub. How are you going to have access to the Father? How are you going to have access to the Father without going through? I am the truth. I am the life. I am the way. What is the way? It's called Tao, which is also called Tao, which is also called the book. And it ain't just, watch what happens when I do these things. Consciousness shifts. It's just what it is. Now you can see Tio as what? Tao, but also as TOE. What are you talking about, Faise? I'll show you. I thought you never asked. TOE is called the theory of everything. And the theory of everything is based on this. It's called a particle. It's called a string. In binary code, it would appear as this, zeros and ones. When you're dealing with the omni being, or it's called the all, or another word, it's called kulum, all right? You will be looking at the 0 and the 1 superpositionally, okay? Remember this word, superposition, okay? Which is why when you saw your computers, especially back in the day, or your game systems, the on and off button, all right? The on and off button look like that, okay? This is the symbol of phi, by the way, in the Greek alphabet, okay? It is also the symbol of the ma'at as the scale. You understand? One side, another side, dual nature, same shit. I showed you that ma'at gives you the math. Ma'at, thematics, mathematics, ma, all right? So let's get into it. Omni, all, kulum, superposition of on and off, which is just, what? Positive or negative, or you could say negative, positive. Same shit, dual nature. It's easy. Okay? And when something is operating superpositionally, okay, is being the 0 and the 1 at the same time. It is being the 0 and the 1 at the same time. It is being the 1 and the 0 at the same time. It is being the 1 and the 0 at the same time. It is being the 1 and the 0 at the same time. It is being the alpha and the omega. You understand? At the same time. So then, when you have the matrix 101, you can find that on the door, literally, the door of the Matrix movie, 101, would actually appear as this. 1, 0, which would be what? 19. And 19 is not a number. Where the ones who've been studying with me at, if you've been walking with me, I taught you this. 19 is not a number. It's a process. Okay? From 1 to 9. You understand? So again, zeros and ones. We have our particle and we have our string. All right? This is what is referred to, this science is taught in what's called quantum, all right, mechanics or quantum physics. All right? You see that Q word there? Q, superposition of 1 and 0. Stay with me. What do I remind you about? If you read the book, How to Love Again, the string is the rope. And I said in El Quran, Q, right? Surah, 3, verse 103. Okay, Surah 3, Ayah 103. We taught you, hold on to the rope. God or Allah, all together. And don't be what? Divided. Math. Don't be divided. Okay? Why would we say that? Because everything, this is literally in the Quran, we have created for you pairs that you might receive instruction. We created everything for you pairs that you might receive instruction. Meaning once you understand the science of the pair, then you understand the science of the parable. Are you with me? Meaning I could say one thing, parable. All right? And as long as you understand the science of this right here, then you're able to pair it. Meaning you're able to pair it. Meaning you're able to pair it. You know what I mean? Listen, watch, I'm telling you. And if I parent something, what am I? I'm literally able to understand it enough to repeat it. You with me? To make it again, or to form again, or reproduce it. You with me? So when we look at negative and positive, or left and right, or up and down, if this is your whole realm, what make you think all things are not connected? If the basic building blocks of life, what they refer to as the atomos, okay, which became the atom, all right, or Adam, meaning the grounds of your reality, is based off of the pen, okay? What are you talking about, Faise? I'll show you. Protons, all right, electrons, and what? Neutrons. If this is your reality, then what make you think it's hard to recreate it when all I have to do is take a pen and recreate it? Now, if I want to get fancy, yeah, I can use all this extra shit. All right, protons, neutrons. You know what I mean? I can give you some electrons. All right, I just created an atom right there. And within my creation of atoms, guess what I also just did? With all that ink that's on the paper, there are trillions of atoms inside that ink. It's not hard to recreate your reality. The fuck? It starts with a dot. Boom. Okay, why you keep saying that, Faise? Because what do they call Kendrick? And what's the word that's been flying around for the past month? Dot. 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 Boom. It's in my books. I just was speaking on it. I just did, before my voice went out, a whole lot of lives reminding you about the dot. And now everybody talking about the dot. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything I say shows up. And you got to ask yourself, why? 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 You with me? Why did Cat Williams come out against the dragon, or one of the dragons, or wolves, called Puff Diddy, or P. Diddy, or Puff Daddy? Why'd he go out? What? Wait a minute. Ain't this story, ain't it relevant to something? Because I think at the same time, people was talking about NASA's program called APEP. And APEP is dealing with the snake. Literally, the snake, the serpent. And Bobby Hemmett and his constituents kept saying, the snake ain't bad. Snake is not bad in ancient Egypt. You look at ancient Egypt, snake is not bad. Okay, cool. Wrong. In ancient Egypt, this was literally the god of chaos and disorder. And if he wasn't bad, why the fuck did Cat, people may not understand why I'm saying Cat. Right here on this live, I'm going to show you where they get the sound meow from in your reality. Watch this. Meow. Faise, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Yeah, what am I ever talking about? The Reacher. Let me show you. Miwa. What? All right, whatever. Miwa. Miwa is the being who Re or Ra took on the form of, and it was a cat, right? The cat took on, or Re took on the form of the cat to fight the serpent called Apep. And Cat Williams said this will be the year that the deviants, okay, fell. Around the same time, people were preparing for what was called the X eclipse. And I came out with a book that was called X Marks the Spot. How does X mark the spot? Because the X is literally marked with the dot. That's what the X is pointed to. These spaces here are arrows. Each of these arrows pointing to the center. Or you could do just the 4 lines. But X marks the spot. Right? Okay. The eclipse passed on a pathway of an X. Did anybody break the fact down that Illinois was the actual center of the path of totality? Illinois? And I did. And I also broke down Illy was a word that means literally right there, or right here, right? Or in that particular place. What does that mean? It means that Illy was saying right there. X literally marked the spot. Just like I said. Okay. If you got the X mark the spot book, you got all that breakdown. I ain't going to go back in that. Okay? But Illinois, and the Illinois is the noise of the gods. That Illinois, or Illinois of those guys, also called chosen ones, also called elect, happens at the top of the mountain. Revelation chapter what? 14. Art 14. Where they speak about 144,000, which is 1 + 4 + 4 = 9. All right, at the top of the mountain from 1 to 9. Where they sing a song as if it were a new song. Stay with me. That mountain is a pyramid, and that pyramid looks like this from the aerial view. With the X in the center mark of the dot in the center, which is the capstone. You with me? Remember I told you, look at all these people celebrating the Georgia Guidestones being torn down. But they didn't know that the Georgia Guidestone had a capstone. That's what it was literally called. A capstone. And on the capstone said, let these stones be for an age of reason. An age of reason. An age of Sun. Not an age of darkness. Again, let's go back. Cat, Miwa, fights Apep. They versus. What does the cat do? It cuts the head off of the snake. That's blood. You know what I mean? It cuts the head off of the snake. The snake is severed. What do they tell you in the biblical scripture? You will bruise his head. You will bruise the head of the snake. I think cutting the head off will be bruising it like a motherfucker. And who will do it? All right. The seed of the woman. Who is the woman? the Phi line, or the lineage of the daughters. Am I going too deep? Am I losing anybody? Because Phi is a daughter. All right? The same way Ben, or Ben, is to say a son. All right? Remember, I taught you, when you're saying Phi or Phi, Bena, all right, or Ben El, okay, Bena Ki, or Chi. Fibonacci is to say the daughters, all right, and sons of Ki, or the spirit, who are called and chosen and full of faith, faithful. You hear what I'm explaining to you? So again, what did Kendrick make mention of in his song 616? He made mention of Elohim. Plural. Illa. Go look at the word Illa. Illa and Elo are one and the same name. This him here, or im, okay, makes it plural. Elohim. All right? Elohim. The Elohim have no problem with how the order is going. It's all about the order. You understand? Fibonacci sequence. How things are supposed to play out based off of order, naturally. We have no problem with that. We're in alignment with the spirit. That's why I called you, or we have been called, elect. The elect. Okay? Because when you're charged or full of that faith or spirit, all right, you become electrified. All right? Well, your light bulb is charged up and you start to release what's referred to as a corona, or a halo, or a helo, which brings you to the sun. You understand what I'm saying to you? So again, people will say reach, but my question is, are you going to grab what's in my hand? Your whole realm starts here. It's not hard. Even when you say God, all right, we're still pointing right here. The G is pointing you right there. I broke it all down to you. The key tab, the key to the tabernacle, the key tab, all right? When you advance or hit the tab key, you'll advance. You know what I'm saying? Listen, what do you want to see? What else do people need to see? We've shown you everything. We provided you every means of being able to find it yourself. You got books of mine. You got books of Dr. Malachi York. You got all these sciences out here. What do you need now? What are you looking for? What else are you looking for? Even as I said, Malachi York, did you realize that the number was 135 as many people that was in here? The same amount of sentencing that they gave them? This is a master year. Let me tell you something else. I put it in a book. A lot of people talked about the earthquake of magnitude 4.8. They didn't talk about the magnitude 4.0 that happened later on that day. But if they would have been able to factor in that 4.8 plus 4.0 would have given you 8.8. The same 8.8 or 88 that I spoke about in Beyonce Exposed. Are you keeping up? Are you keeping up? The 8 year. What was the 8 year about? It's all about you orators. All of you who were going to be helpers of the light. That's what it was about. If you were going to be helpers of the light. I told you orator or aider. All right? And remember, or means light. So don't think it was an accident that my voice had to be put on rest for a while. And we still going to be resting up to make sure that by that solstice, you know what I mean, we'll be able to do what we need to do. Those of you who have a voice, you should be using it. You with me? They don't want me to use my voice because every time I speak, things change. Again, before I get out of here, everybody's talking about the dot now. And it's taking on the form of Kendrick Lamar. You understand? Everybody's talking about it. So not only is everybody talking about the dot, everybody's also going against Drake the Dragon. Remember I said American Dragon got sat on his ass. If you've been listening. In a song that me and the brother Tafari Ali did called Mind. I said American Dragon got sat on his ass. King of the Hill, we captured his flag. I said, why didn't you listen? No, I said, when we see you in that water, paddling past, didn't you listen when I went bad? I had to just ask. People may not understand what I'm saying. You follow the Lamb wherever he go. And if you think the Lamb is a person alone, then you don't understand the spirit part of how all of us who came through here to do this have that spirit that says, look, go back home. Come back to the center. That's what the Green Light Movement was about. The center. You know what I mean? Listen, all of the roots, okay, the red, orange, and yellow, the root, sacral, and solar plexus, you should be past. If not, you better get up there. That's why I say you're going to have to get up. Okay? When you get to that cycle here, or that circle here, or this center here, that's the heart chakra. That's literally the center of these points that people point out. Then you go into your divine truth, all right, your divine reality, and then comes the divine union with Anu, where we said we will make all things new. All things new. That's when you really detach. And it's going to be the hardest. All right? But when you detach, that's when people can really see what's happening. And now, what do we have? At that point, you don't have no more sorrow. I mean, none of the suffering that people are encountering now will you be able to identify with. I'm going to say this last thing, we get out of here. If you got my book, the one I just released, I put a message in there and I explain. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be reading that, I think, in about an hour. Mrs. Faise going to come on here and read it if she was still doing that. And, you're already leaving people behind. Y'all notice there are a lot of new people that come in, right? They'll be coming in new. They be like, oh, he reaching, da-da-da, but they stick around. And then they stick around and they realize how deep it get. And they go from the motherfucker saying I was reaching to then they start sounding like me, speaking like me. You know what I mean? Putting stuff together. Da-da-da-da. I'm always the one reaching until people see how it all comes around. Remember what I told you. A big reveal is coming. A big reveal is coming. I've given you dates. I say things in the books that I don't say out loud. That's what happens sometimes. Unless we come on here and we read it and you'll catch it. You with me? So if you want to support the book, you already know what to do. You see that Cash App right there? You send a donation. You send your email. They should have all been sent out. Some of y'all probably already got them. Most of y'all probably already got them. You send a donation, send your email, and you get 12 books. Y'all heard what I just said? We on our 12th book. You know what I mean? And again, there are a lot of things that have been broken down in it and built up in it. Somebody asked about Supreme Mathematics. I went over that fully. Okay. I revisited the science of the water. I spoke about maritime law. I told you a few different stories. I broke down logarithms. It was a lot of math in it. Okay. One thing I will say is a little more advanced. This book was a little more advanced, but all of that has its purpose. All right. So I appreciate y'all. I've been reserving my voice. If I wasn't, I'd be on their ass a lot more. All I can say is keep watching. And when I'm not speaking, pay attention to who's saying what I would be saying. That's all I can say. When I'm not speaking, pay attention to who's saying what I wouldn't be saying. That's where it's coming through. That's who I'm moving through. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's not true, then tell these people who say it's not true to make it be that these things don't connect anymore. Because they just got here. They don't know what's going on. They have no idea what's happening. You just got here. There's still things I haven't told people. Still things I haven't said. And only because I'm waiting for the timing, right, to be able to say certain things. And it's not safe for certain people, if I say certain things too soon, because they're the ones who brought me the information. But one thing I can say, when you learn this realm, all right, you start figuring out about how the space works. The more you learn about the reality, it shrinks. Okay? The more you learn about it, it actually gets smaller. And it is your ability to realize that's only one dot that allows for you to elevate. But the more you learn about this reality, remember that gem, the more you learn about a thing, it gets smaller. Right? Your house, like I spoke about in the book, you move in a house, seems like the biggest house ever. But the more you learn about that house, it starts to get smaller over time. It's the same house. This is what separates the wise from the foolish. The foolish would think because the realm they in shrank, they know all things there is to know. But no, once you realize you've outgrown your house, what do? You move out. You might go get a bigger house or another house to learn about. That's how you continue to ascend. Ask end. If you want to know how to ascend, this is how you do it. You ask until the end. Ascend. It's literally in the word. What are you talking about to the end? You ask until the end. You're going to be seeking light. Let me give you another example. You're going to end. You're going to be looking for what? Or. That's whether you're indoor or indoors or outdoors. That's with information or outformation. All right? You're still going to what? Follow the lamb. Lamb means why. Lamb. Lemma. All right? And you're going to ask, Lashay. Why? You're going to constantly ask that. Do you understand? The moment you stop, then that's where your journey ends. You with me? And there's no reason for your journey to end. You just keep going up. Keep ascending. Keep elevating. All right? I got y'all. Make sure you get the book. Make sure you support. We will be doing the $1 Million fundraiser starting May 8th. Okay, so we haven't really officially started that one yet. Again, I'm also resting my voice more. You know what I mean? So we can get back to it. All right?